Is it possible to cheat death through the icy grip of cryogenic preservation? This query has sparked interest in many. Our expedition begins in the 20th century with a physics teacher, Robert Ettinger. His impact on this field was undeniable, as he is often hailed the pioneer. He introduced the idea through a revolutionary 1964 publication, The Prospect Immortality. The manuscript inspired hope, proposing that by significantly reducing a body's temperature, all cellular activity could be suspended. This stasis, he thought, could keep a body preserved until future medical breakthroughs could revive it. He suggested that if a body could be frozen at an extremely low temperature, cellular activity could be paused, keeping the body until medical advancements could restore it. In the 70s, a few bold pioneers took Ettinger's idea and ran with it, establishing the first cryonics companies. They believed in a future where death could be cheated and embarked on a journey into an uncharted realm of science. Fueled by the potential of this concept, these pioneers aimed to freeze and store human bodies, promising a chance at future revival. Operating at the periphery of the scientific community, these companies sparked interest among those who dared to dream of defying mortality. Their bold endeavors, rooted in human instinct to resist death, were met with significant controversy. Many scientists remained doubtful, as there was no proven method to revive frozen bodies. Despite the inspiring concept, the reality was that the technology needed for successful revival did not exist at that time. However, the scientific community was skeptical, primarily due to the lack of a proven method to revive the frozen bodies. A critical event in the history of cryonics occurred in 1982 with the freezing of the renowned baseball legend Ted Williams. This event wasn't just about extending human existence. It was a testament to mankind's defiance of death. Cryonics, once a science fiction concept, suddenly gained public attention. The freezing of Williams sparked worldwide discussions, not just due to his celebrity status, but the nature of the experiment itself. It raised ethical questions and challenged our understanding of life and death. Despite skepticism, it introduced new possibilities, pushing scientific reasoning to the limit. The freezing of Ted Williams didn't just bring cryonics into mainstream consciousness. It challenged our norms about death and transformed it from an obscure idea into a mainstream debate. Fast forward to the 21st century, cryonics has developed into a niche industry. Once a sci-fi concept, it's now a reality for a small group of people who hope to defy death. Despite debates, it's clear that cryonics technology has progressed significantly. The techniques, once basic, have grown sophisticated due to persistent research in low-temperature biology and nanotechnology. Today, companies like Alcor and Cryonics Institute lead this industry. They offer cryopreservation services, altering our perception of mortality and life extension. Their services have been chosen by a few hundred individuals who have opted to challenge the conventional limits of life and death. They are currently preserved in cryonic suspension, frozen in time, waiting for a future where they can be revived. However, the big question remains, can we actually revive these preserved bodies? Cryobiology, a branch of science, is in its infancy and has only witnessed partial success to date. Our current tech and knowledge don't support full-body revival, yet there have been remarkable breakthroughs. Cryobiologists have successfully revived individual cells, a feat once deemed impossible. They've even managed to revive small tissue samples, marking remarkable progress. These milestones showcase cryobiology's vast potential. However, the revival of a complete human body, with its complex network of cells, tissues, and organs, poses a greater challenge. The complexity increases immensely when looking at an entire body, and this is a hurdle we haven't overcome yet. A whole human body is a different ballgame. Yet the field of cryonics is not without its optimists. Many believe that future technological developments could enable an unprecedented resurrection. Their optimism stems from two key areas: nanotechnology and regenerative medicine. Nanotechnology could repair cellular damage at a microscopic level, potentially reviving those in suspended animation. Regenerative medicine, capable of growing organs in the lab, could replace or rejuvenate damaged body parts upon revival. Cryonics proponents argue that timing could be beneficial. The logic is simple. Improved preservation methods over time mean that more recent preservations have better revival chances. They argue that the first people to come back might be those who were frozen more recently, as the technology for freezing has improved over time. So we've embarked on a fascinating journey from a radical idea conceived in the mid-20th century to a captivating but highly debated practice in the present day. This concept, cryonics, started as a thought in a visionary's mind, a thought that challenged existence itself and left a lasting impact on our understanding. This thought gave birth to a book that dreamed of immortality. The dream escaped its pages and grew into an industry, daring to challenge death and imagine life's endless possibilities. The subject of cryonics continues to provoke debates among intellectuals, philosophers, and laymen. It pushes our understanding of life and death, exploring unknown territories of the human future. Cryonics is not just about preserving bodies for future revival. It represents hope for a future where mortality might be an option. We've seen how cryonics evolved from the pages of a book to a niche industry, and how it continues to provoke debates about life, death, and the future of humanity. To summarize, cryogenic preservation started as a theoretical concept proposed by Robert Ettinger in the 1960s. Over time, it has sparked global controversy. Many firms now offer cryopreservation services despite the scientific community's skepticism due to the lack of a reliable resuscitation method. But the continual quest to defeat death fuels further research and improvement in this scientific field. Many consider the future's technological advances as the potential key to solving this enigma. Cryonics, once a mere science fiction element, now finds itself at the center of scientific and technological discovery. Its capacity to provide life after death is still questioned. Until then, it remains a fascinating testament to humanity's ceaseless quest for immortality. Despite the intriguing prospects, cryogenic preservation is not without its challenges. It's a process plagued by technical complexities. Freezing and preserving human bodies demands precision to avoid cellular damage. There are also ethical and legal conundrums to consider. Death and the rights of the preserved spark heated debates. These discussions question our understanding of death and the possible rights of the reanimated. Another hurdle is the steep cost of cryopreservation. The initial and maintenance fees can be far costly for many. This makes it an exclusive venture, unreachable for most. The sum of these technical, ethical, legal, and financial difficulties present formidable barriers. These barriers are the core reasons why cryonics has yet to become widespread technology. These challenges pose significant hurdles to the widespread adoption of cryonics, and each must be addressed if this technology is to move out of the realm of science fiction and into science fact. Despite the challenges, the allure of cryonics captivates people, offering a tantalizing glimpse of a future unhampered by diseases. Driven by a vision of a world where medical advancements have remedies for their current ailments, they yearn for a second lease on life. This longing is fueled by curiosity, a desire to witness tomorrow's innovations. To some, cryonics is a rebellion against the finality of death, a pursuit of immortality. They dream of participating in a narrative that extends beyond their natural lifespan, of being part of a world that exists centuries from now. The underlying thread that binds these individuals is a fervent hope for the future, an unwavering faith in the potential of science, and a compelling urge to prolong human life. It mirrors the indomitable human spirit, our unstoppable quest for life and our refusal to acknowledge boundaries. Despite the unpredictability, these opt to dream, to hope, and to have faith in the potential of a future, no matter how uncertain it may be. As we delve deeper into the world of cryonics, it's vital to understand the aspirations of its advocates. They see beyond the present, dreaming of a future most can't envision. Cryonics, for them, represents more than preservation. It's about potential. The first hope is a second chance at life, a revival free from past illnesses, ready for a fresh start. Next is the hope for future medical breakthroughs, betting that incurable diseases today will be eradicated tomorrow. They also dream of experiencing the future, of contributing to humanity's progress beyond their natural lifespan. Their hopes fuel continued interest in cryonics, providing momentum to this field. They push the boundaries of possible, challenging our understanding of life and death. These are the cryonic dreamers, the ones who dare to believe in a future beyond the present. Cryonics, although captivating, isn't a journey all can embark upon. The financial commitment for this venture specifically can range from as low as tens of thousands of dollars to soaring up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's undeniably a significant sum to part with, but many are willing to pay this price in pursuit of their dreams. The individuals, who we refer to as the cryonic dreamers, often view this as a valuable investment, akin to a wager on the future. Their hopes are not just limited to witnessing future technological advancements, but also extend to being cured of currently incurable diseases, or simply to immerse themselves in the experience of living in an era beyond their natural lifetime. Leading the front line in this domain are significant organizations such as Alcor and the Cryonics Institute, who offer these services that seem out of reach for many due to their high price tag. These companies stand as pillars of hope for those who dare to dream of a life that stretches beyond their natural lifespan. The high cost involved, however, does not deter the select few who are drawn to the prospect of achieving immortality. These are the individuals willing to take a gamble on the future, entrusting their faith in breakthroughs yet unseen. They acknowledge the steep price tag immortality comes with, but believe that the potential rewards vastly overshadow the involved. In essence, this is the price of immortality, a cost that the cryonic dreamers are prepared to bear. Are you intrigued by the prospect of cryonics and considering this path towards potential immortality? Here are some tips to guide you. First and foremost, research thoroughly about the process and the companies offering these services. Make sure to understand the costs involved and plan your finances accordingly. Remember, this is a significant investment, akin to a wager on the future. Secondly, be aware of the current limitations and challenges in the field of cryonics. It's crucial to keep in mind that it is still an experimental science with no guarantees. Thirdly, discuss your decision with your family and loved ones. This journey you're considering is not just about you, it will impact them too. Lastly, remember, opting for cryonics is a leap of faith into the future. Make sure you're ready for the jump. After all, it's not just about living longer, but about the quality of life you aspire to have in the future. So, if you're one of the cryonic dreamers, tread wisely and make informed decisions. This is your journey towards immortality. Make it count. As you venture deeper into the realm of cryonics, it's important to also grapple with the ethical and legal implications. Cryonics, at its core, is a challenge to our traditional understanding of life and death, pushing the boundaries of what we consider possible. But with this comes a host of questions. Is it ethical to freeze a body with the hope of future revival? What happens to your legal rights and obligations when you're in a state of suspended animation? Who is responsible for your frozen body, and what if the company maintaining you goes bankrupt? These are complex issues, and laws vary greatly from country to country. As a cryonic dreamer, it's your responsibility to not only understand these implications, but to also actively engage in discussions and debates around them. Staying updated with the latest advancements in the field is also crucial. Remember, the path to immortality is not a sprint, but a marathon. Take your time, do your research, and make an informed decision. The journey towards immortality is fraught with uncertainties, but with careful planning and informed decisions, it can also be a voyage of discovery and hope. As we venture further into the world of cryonics, it's important to understand the advancements in the techniques used for cryogenic freezing. Let's delve into the newer methods that are revolutionizing this field. Firstly, we have vitrification. This is a method that avoids the formation of ice crystals, which can cause significant cellular damage. By turning the body into a glass-like substance, vitrification allows for a more intact preservation of the body's cellular structure. Next, we have the use of cryoprotectants. These are substances used to protect the cells during the freezing process. They work by replacing the water within cells, preventing ice formation, and thereby reducing the risk of cellular damage. Lastly, there have been advances in cooling and warming techniques. Rapid and uniform cooling, as well as controlled warming, are crucial to preventing thermal shock, which can be damaging to cells. These advancements in cryogenic freezing techniques are paving the way for more effective preservation. They bring us one step closer to making the dream of cryonics a reality. Yet, as with any scientific endeavor, these techniques are continually evolving, and there is always more to learn and discover. So, as a cryonic dreamer, stay curious, stay informed, and keep dreaming.